Howdy doody everybody, I hope you're doing great. Yo, I finally have a Pokemon game that I actually enjoy. It's mad, it's been so long. I like Pokemon, but I've never really got along with the games, and Pokemon Arceus has actually changed that. I just wanted to give you my first impressions on it. I've only played like 5 hours, but I know the difference now from playing this game that I'm actually going to enjoy the rest of it compared to some of the other Pokemon games that I played, like Sun and Moon, and just every Pokemon game that's in between this and Red and Blue, because there were certain things that I was particularly looking forward to. So I'm going to explain that in a video and just give my impressions as someone that isn't necessarily a super fan of the games or one of those Pokemon game heads that is in the meta for Pokemon. I just give you my personal experience with it. If that sounds good to you, hit that like button, and if you're looking forward to Pokemon Arceus, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date on all this Pokemon goodness as I play and my experience. But let's get into it. So I don't want to do my impressions too formally where I go through everything, like I go through all of the graphics, the story, and all of the different components of the game. I kind of just wanted to talk off the cuff about what I really enjoy about this game and how it's different to the other Pokemon games that I particularly played. And the thing that really sells this game for me is just the world and the mechanics that they've brought in with just the changes to a bunch of stuff. It just feels a lot more fluid than any of the other Pokemon games. For me personally, the other Pokemon games didn't really feel like a full-on iteration. It just seemed like the same formula happening over and over again. Something akin to Call of Duty. If you like Call of Duty, you wouldn't mind that same formula happening over and over again. But even with the original Pokemon, I enjoyed it to an extent, but not too much. I was always wondering how it would feel in a 3D world. I had bigger ambitions for what Pokemon could be, and finally now they've kind of really transitioned into this kind of expansive open 3D world. I feel like I'm catching Pokemon. I feel like I'm roaming around, I'm catching Pokemon, and that just has a different feeling to any of the other games. It just feels like a proper catch-em-all game. I know the other ones had that catch-em-all feeling to them, but this one feels kind of different. You're sneaking up on Pokemon, you're throwing the Pokeballs at them, you can miss your Pokeballs like by throwing them over there. The Pokemon behave differently. There's a lot more in the world. When you go into a battle with the Pokemon just in itself, the transition is completely seamless if you do get it wrong and you don't catch them. So everything seems a bit more fluid. You feel like you're going in there and you're grabbing those Pokemon, and you kind of need to study them or approach them in a way that is feasible for that particular Pokemon. I will say though, the game is far from perfect, so even though I like it because the game definitely makes you feel more like a Pokemon trainer than the other games, there definitely is a few things that really stand out that I want to see the Pokemon company really invest into and Game Freak really invest into, and that is simply them not necessarily having voice acted cutscenes. I feel like this game could have definitely benefited from it. If you've seen Monster Hunter Story 2 and the way that they kind of communicate their cutscenes and the emotion in that game when it came through, even if the main character didn't necessarily talk, it just feels like the production value of the game increases dramatically, and the storytelling could really shine because you can really get that emotion out there when you have that voice acting and you got all that sound and everything going off at the same time. The other glaring issue is just the presentation of the game. It does look weirdly good and weirdly bad at the same time. So the textures are super bland. There is definitely popping. I haven't had any performance issues so much. It doesn't necessarily feel like it's running at like 60 frames per second or anything like that. It definitely feels like it's running between like 25 and 30, but it isn't necessarily anything that is super noticeable. There isn't necessarily any frame hitches at the places that I'm at. Maybe that changes as we get deeper into the game, as they add more things or more effects, but currently as I'm playing through within my first 5 hours, I haven't had any like major technical issues that have detracted from the game. So yeah, I just wanted to give you my quick impressions of what Pokemon Legends is like and how much I'm actually enjoying it. If I was to recommend a Pokemon game, this will be it. It won't necessarily be for everybody. If you like the old Pokemon games and that formula, then maybe the changes here might not necessarily be for you. But if you're someone that isn't necessarily into Pokemon all that much and you're looking for a Pokemon game to get into, this is probably the one that I would recommend to people because I am thoroughly enjoying it. But as I said, it isn't without its issues. The presentation is an issue. It could have been voice acted. But let me know what you're thinking of Pokemon Legends Arceus, if you're enjoying it, if you're not going to be picking it up, if you are going to be picking it up and you've been looking forward to it, how you're feeling about Pokemon in general. Let me know what you're feeling. If you're interested in Pokemon type games, check out my video that I did on DocAV, which is a Pokemon creature collecting game that is coming up. It's on the horizon. It looks pretty good, and if you're interested in Pokemon, you're probably going to be interested in this one, so check that out in the video linked right here.